Hi, I'm Andy Schmuckler. Once a week, I get to put out a message into newspapers in the very red uh, congressional district, Shenandoah Valley, and such. And so I'm always sort of on the lookout for ways of showing something to them. What I know is that there's a lot of human goodness out there in conservative America, rural America, where I live. There's a lot of human goodness, but they've been uh, they've been taken on a journey over to the dark side, and they're not seeing that what they're supporting in the political realm is the very opposite of the goodness that I know is in there. And so I'm looking for ways to call people to see what I think is right plain in front of our eyes about what they're supporting. And it occurs to me that one of the things that people might look at right now is what Elon Musk is doing to the federal government. My basic point that I would make if I were to write such a piece is that whatever your goals might be about where you're trying to get to, it makes no constructive sense to do it the way this this outfit with Elon Musk is doing it. The ending of programs in the way that they're ending them, leading to food rotting. It's just you wouldn't do it this way wherever it is you're trying to get to. That is, unless there was a real destructive impulse in it. It wasn't just a matter of let's get rid of some of these things, let's get more of some of these, and make things into that there's a sense that you're attacking the enemy. He's making war on the American government and on federal workers too. Uh, whatever. Whatever you think the federal workforce should look like, uh, it's crazy, or at least it's unjustified, to imagine that federal workers deserve to be treated in some way that's sort of like revenge almost, or punishment, rather than uh, taking every possible way of getting where you want to get, if you wanted to get to a legitimate place, which of course they don't. But it's just so obvious that there is cruelty and destructiveness in how they're going about doing this thing. If you wanted to get rid of a program, there are ways of doing things. Or if you want to modify a program, there are ways of doing things if you want to get something accomplished. But if you want to just take a sledgehammer to things, there's a sense of almost rage in it. And I kind of wonder, where the hell does that come from? In Elon Musk, there seems to be a rage, and then it seems as though the Republican world is sticking with him. That's okay. Why would you come with rage at the federal workers, most of whom that I've ever known are decent people who do a decent job in a good spirit of public service. Where did people get to that they'd be willing to support a program that's throwing things out willy-nilly, that isn't making a distinction between anything that's good or not good? One could talk about how they're dealing with climate change too. That would be probably another piece. I mean, they're not even willing to have mentioned on their websites or anything about what a whole field of science has been raising the alarm about for over 30 years. Now, how can anybody support something like that? So I continually face the question, how can I show the good people, and there are, is, I knew a decent amount of human goodness embedded in this area when I did radio conversations. How do I how do I get how can anybody help good people come back to supporting what they used to say was important to them? You wouldn't deal with the world the way Elon Musk is. Putting aside how huge the conflict of interest is with Musk. Senator Warren pointed out all the places where he's going after things that might constrain his ability to defraud people, a variety of things from which government might protect people, might be victimized this way or that way. He's got cases for various things that are before federal authorities. And so he's what? Protecting his economic empire? And he bought that by giving $250 million to Trump's campaign, I gather, through some means. The people of the Shenandoah Valley who understand how much there is a threat to them from a plutocratic force, like ruled by billionaires, kind of plutocratic, that they don't realize that the people they are supporting are really part of that force. But they've been led to a place where they're willing to embrace what's being shown to them to embrace by a force that's basically exploiting them, and that prevents Americans from different groups coming together and accomplishing something good instead of continually being embattled. We don't make nearly the progress we should if the forces of constructiveness were doing better and the forces of destructiveness were doing worse. And here we got Elon Musk displaying on the theater of the world some vivid version of the spirit of destructiveness. And it's very ugly. Thank you. I'm Andy Schmuckler. My website is betterhumanstory.org, and it's the fruit of a long time effort to get an integrated picture of just what it is that is our situation. And I invite you to go there if you would be interested in seeing something like that, if it actually were to hold water, which I warrant that it does. So I'm Andy Schmuckler, sharing as best I can what I see going on in our world. And one of the things that's going on in our world is that part of America has come under the sway of a very dark thing. And the question is how to bring it back toward the light. I do what I can, but I don't make any claim. But I do say we need to be asking that question. Thank you. Bye-bye.